Now chart window format is the chart window area of this axis band. This is my chart area or chart window. My this inner window, which is the area where the volumes bar are been there, that will be called as inner window. The remaining area, this will be called as my price area, price line area, or that will be again inner window. So we can go to the format and go to scale location and tile and change the structure of the chart window through these. If I want to change any format or if I want to change something with the inner window, I can go to this area as well. So for instance, if I change the background, it will change the background for the different kinds of inner windows as well. And if I want to place it back, only once the Control Z will be working for any of the tools or any of the changes which we are making. Now this is our chart window. This is our inner window. Let me maximize this for a moment. And prices. So prices, for the prices automatically, if we are unable to select the price, for instance, right now my cursor has just clicked the price line or candlestick. And if I double click this line, my Axis Bank price properties is popping up. But let us say if I'm not selecting, I can also go to format and I can select prices and I will get the same thing. And if I want to change this to line, I can change this to line. If I want to go back to, let us say, the candlestick, I can select candlestick. Right. So this can be done through this price line or maybe changing the colors and weight and everything. Now in the format, I also have x-axis. Now x-axis is what this thing, the timeline, the time period we are talking about, x-axis properties. Now the scale is looking for the display. I have deleted the earlier data as well. So for a moment, if I change the load data, so let me change this to 8. So just carefully observe the price line or the candlestick or the recent price data. It is getting changed. So for instance, 13th, 14th and 12th September data was visible, but right now it is not visible. So if I want to change this data and try to see if I want to do backtesting, this kind of methodology works. And I can do my analysis and gradually change the analysis and see what the results are automatically coming. Okay. The periodicity is again daily. It can change to weekly. You can change to monthly. You can change to quarterly as well. You can also change to yearly, although we do not recommend, or we have discussed why we do not use yearly data, because there are a lot of fundamental factors which play in the changes of the price. So looking only at the price with respect to yearly charts is very difficult to see. The software also gives you the customization of option as well. So for instance, I want to create a data by combining 2 days candles. So I can select something like this and apply this, and this is what the combinations are. If you look very closely, when the 2 candles has been combined, so see the dates which you will find. The 1st of September, look the date over here. The 1st of September, the next day is 5th of September. I'm assuming there would be weekends between these 2 dates. And the next day is what? 7th of September. Next day is again 11th of September, assuming again the weekends or holiday. Again, next date is what? 13th of September. So 2 candles are getting combined and you can also customize them. Okay. Margins, if you look at right now, the latest candle is this. And we can see the space, blank space, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically 5 to 6 candles could be visible over here. So margins in x-axis is saying if I increase these margins, so you will see the number of spaces or the area will increase. If I increase this to, let us say, 20 or 21, now you can see the more number of data or more number of blank columns are visible right now. If I reduce this to, let us say, 1, now look, only 1 price gap is there, only 1 area is there. So I have kept it as a 5 right margin. It is depending on my requirement and everything. Real-time margin will get activated when your software is taking the real-time feed data. So since our software is working only on the EOD data, which is end of the day, so you will not have nothing for real-time. Now this grid is talking about whether you need to see grid or not. Now if I uncheck this, so you see all the vertical lines has gone. If I check this, so you see this dashed vertical lines are visible. I can also change and customize this to straight lines as well, dashed lines. I can also increase the weights as well, or depending on your understanding, your requirement and everything, you can change any type of colors or everything. So dashed lines are very light, so gradually it is visible. So next candle is likely to be constructed on this particular vertical lines. So again, this is completely dependent on you, whether you want to place a vertical lines or not. Okay, x-axis property is, this is the part of x-axis property. The next part is y-axis property, where we have right y-axis property. If I add or check the show grid, so I hope you understand now, it will just have a horizontal lines over here. So look over here. Now this looks completely like a graph paper, like a boxes. We can see it over here. The boxes are completely or clearly visible. For me as a trader, or maybe for me as a technical analyst, why I generally do not like to have a vertical or horizontal lines is because sometimes we get confused with the support line. We also create a horizontal support line. So this horizontal line sometimes get confused with the support line. So I try to avoid keeping this horizontal lines. So, but ultimately it will be your choice whether when you are looking at charts or when you are analyzing chart, you want this to have that or not. So you can change this here as well. Now, invert scale is this section which is saying scale. Now we can see the price are actually increasing in the y-axis, which is a very normal case. The invert scale is completely different. So basically you will have a white candles and the price will fall. Basically the 925 price is over here and gradually the price is increasing, but you can see that by hand I can see, or by cursor I can move down my cursor, but my prices are actually increasing. And that is the reason this chart is looking very tricky, very different kind of situation where the black candles are basically increasing. So when black candles are coming, the price looks like that it is increasing, but it is not increasing, it is decreasing. So it is just a customization option given by this software, which you do not need to use it because it may sometimes also confuse the analyst as well.